Welcome to Passion for Books. My name is Kim. Today I'm bringing you my very first ranking of all the books that I have read for the month of October. So I hope you enjoy this style video. If you do, leave me some comments down below. So I'm going to start with my least favorite books and then work all the way up to my very top book of the month. Alright. Some of the books I will not have because I've had to return them or they were electronic copies. So I'll again, of course, as normal, put the pictures up on the screen so you know what they are. So the very first book that I just is in place of 14. So I read 14 books this month. Did you hear that? 14. Oh, I've never read so many books in my life. Alright, so in 14th place, this is this chunker, The Princess Bride. This is my all-time favorite kids/teen movie ever. I absolutely love that movie. I was so excited to read this with my classical group over on Caravan. We were all really looking forward to it, and I got as far as I could. It is written so dryly. It is just not my writing style at all, and I just could not muddle. I was having to cut out chunks that were written in italics and parentheses that really had nothing to do with the actual story. I did not like this book at all, and I cannot recommend it. I love the movie. Definitely recommend the movie. Not so much this book. It was such a huge disappointment. It breaks my heart that I did not enjoy that book at all. So yes, I read the majority of it, but I just could not slog through the rest of it. I can't. I stopped reading this last probably few days because I don't want to pick that book up. Just don't. I have no desire to do it. The next one that I actually did finish, it comes in place 13. This is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. It was okay. Not really scary. It was a little bit more psychological and the breakdown of her psyche more than anything. Nothing like the movie. Again, I think I enjoyed the film production better than the actual movie. They changed so much that made it make way more sense than what this book actually did. So again, I would not recommend it. It's okay, but it's in place 13. Did not care for it. And hopefully we won't hear any of my books hit the ground. Next book that I had, I tried to read it going on 2 months now, maybe longer. It's been on several different TBRs and no. This is Claimed by Shadow by Karen Chance. I know when I originally got this years and years ago, probably around 10 years ago maybe, I enjoyed it then, but I just couldn't get into it. I am decluttering this book, but I wanted to pull it back out for this video. At one point in time I did enjoy it, but not so much right now. The next book is The Shadow Falls, the next chapter. I already talked about DNFing that one. Not because it wasn't written well, the parts that I did read of it, but simply because it started in the ending of the series, books 3 and 4, and I talked about that in a previous video. So that's the only reason it is coming in at place 11. Place 10, this is Zombie. Did a review on that. I'll link that up above as well as down below. I did an independent review on that book, and I did not like that book. So it is in place 10. It would have been further down if some of these others hadn't trumped it. But yeah, not for me. Place 9 was The Fallen, and I talked about that book as well. I did DNF it, but I did enjoy it when I was younger, and that's why it is placed up higher. Just because my mindset is a little bit older now than when I originally read it, that's why it just didn't jive with me. Not that it's not a good book, it's just not a good fit for me where I am currently. So that is in place 9. Place 8 is Unhinged. I love A.G. Howar's work. I love her writing style. love Splintered, which is the very first book of the Alice in Wonderland retelling trilogy. I'm struggling with the second book. I don't know if it's because it's the middle book, and I've heard a lot of times middle books can be a little bit more challenging to read, or if I'm just burned out of her style for this moment. I don't know, but it is a good book. I would recommend her if you are into a lot of descriptive of the settings and a lot of description of how they're feeling and those types of things. She is a very well written author. I love her work. May have to take a break for the third one, let my mind rest a little bit, and then come back to her, because it does take a lot out when you do read her work, because there is so much to process. But I do absolutely love her writing style. Everything that she does write about is very emotionally, draws you in, and all of those things. So great book. In place 7, this is Beheld by Alex Flynn. I liked 2 of the 4 stories. I thought this was going to be one story, one retelling, but there are actually 4 retellings, kind of sort of woven together, but they're not. It was very strangely done. I'm hesitant to read any of her others, because when I did get this, and this is book 4 in the series, but I don't think the others are really related, because they're different stories, but I could be wrong. Let me know down below. Again, my first purchase off of Book Outlet, I didn't read closely enough and to know that this was book 4, but I already had it, and I wanted to read it, so I did. Like I said, I did like 2 of the 4 stories, but I can't really recommend it because I didn't enjoy it. You might enjoy it if you're really into retellings, but if this was my first book of retellings, I probably wouldn't read any others, if that makes sense. So, it was okay. I think I gave it a 3 stars on Goodreads, but it was not my favorite. The next one I'll put up on the screen, that's Spider Game. I love Christine Theon's writing. This one I have off of Audible, so I listen to it a lot and have reread it or re-listened to it multiple times. I do enjoy her Ghostwalkers. That's what it's called. The Ghostwalker series that she has, I really do enjoy that. Spider Game is one of them. It's one of the later ones. So I don't enjoy it as much as the older ones, but it's still a really good book. If you're into psychic powers and that type of thing, mind control and all of those types of things, I think you would enjoy her writing. She is an adult romance writer, so be mindful of that. But otherwise, I do highly recommend her. The next book is The Drowning by Rachel Ward. Cannot talk tonight. By Rachel Ward. I've already previously talked about this one and how much that I did enjoy this book, and glad that I gave it a second chance. I did really enjoy it. It does have some trigger warnings, so domestic violence, if that is a trigger for you, I would not pick this book up because it is prevalent throughout, both spousal and child abuse and those types of things. So otherwise, great story, great mystery, trying to figure out how all of the events took place. Excellent, excellent book. Highly would recommend if those are not triggers for you. Coming in at 4th place, this is the duology, The Star Never Rise by Rachel Vincent. Love this book. I've raved about this book in other videos. Should not surprise you that it came so high up in its ranking. I'm waiting again for the second book to come in so I can read it in November. Definitely would recommend it if you've not read it and you're into demons and demon possessions and all of that. The next book, 2nd and 3rd place out of the same series. So 3rd place, Dust and Decay by Jonathan Mayberry. Love this series. Again, I'm not a huge zombie fan, but it's more the relationships that push the stories along and all of that I so value of this book and what I've fallen in love with. Yes, there are zombies in it. Yes, they do encounter them and all the things that go on with that. But it's more, again, the relationships. Excellent. This book made me almost cry. I teared up on this book. Highly recommend. And then the one that I don't have with me is the actual Rotten Ruin book that came in place 2, which is the very start of the Rotten Ruin series. It's the one that got me into it, hooks you into it. It takes you by the horns and just drags you through the story. It does not let you go. You don't want to put the book down. This is the one that gives you all about First Night and gives you the background and introduces you to all the really main characters that take place in this book or in this series. So far, you will fall in love, even if you don't like zombie books, but you are into character-driven books and get emotionally involved with your characters. You will absolutely love the Rotten Ruin series. It is a YA horror book. So if you do like horror, you do like suspense and things like that, I think you will really enjoy that book. Cannot highly recommend this series enough. It is so good. And then coming in first place, again, if you've watched any of my videos talking about books, of course that's what this whole channel is at, but any of my previous videos, you will know that I love so much the Archangel series by Nalini Singh. And coming in first place is my most anticipated book of this year, which was Archangel's War. It was so worth the wait. She does such an awesome job with weaving her stories together. You follow Elena and Raphael as they are trying to figure out how to defeat this seemingly undefeatable Archangel of Death. And it is amazing how everything comes about and all their trials and the tribulations throughout all of the books that have been led up to this point. Oh, it is amazing. If you've not picked up a Nalini Singh book and you are into the paranormal, into angels, into other types of paranormal, because she does other things in different series, I highly recommend this author. So not a surprise to me that this book came in first place. So this was my first time ranking my books. If you enjoyed this style video, please leave me some comments down below. Which of these books are you most interested in picking up? Have you read any of them, especially any of the YA? Because I think that's the most talked about on BookTube, are the YA books. I did sprinkle in a few adult books in here as well. I really did enjoy filming this video, and if you did enjoy watching it, give me a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe if you have not done so already. Click on the notification bell so that you are notified of all of my future content. And until my next video, I hope you have a good one. Bye!